Hello everybody, how are you all doing? Welcome back to Man City Unplugged, your very own Man City fan channel. And today is the Champions League game versus Villarreal, and I mean, especially after that draw against Monaco, I think this game becomes really important because you've seen what has happened last season in the Champions League. We barely just scraped through, and once you get through, finishing in the bottom, sort of bottom seven or bottom half of that qualification table, it just becomes inevitable that you face teams like Real Madrid, Bayern Munich early on. So I think of all the seasons, I think especially this season, it is imperative that we it is imperative that we actually finish in the top half because we are in a rebuilding phase. To be honest, we are in a phase where we just need that little bit of a cushion, facing big teams, not until maybe the quarter final or the semi final. So I probably think we need to play well. There are a couple of interesting things. Just give me a second. I'll just set the stream and then we'll go about a couple more interesting things. Yes, yes. Now it's all right. Yeah. I mean the lineup's very interesting because he's gone for Guardiola at left back. It is gone with I know Nico O'Reilly maybe needs rest. I know Reinhard Nauri is not yet ready to start maybe, but especially with John Stones, I see that urge with Pep Guardiola to start John Stones whenever possible. I still think yes there is Guardiola, there's Ruben Diaz, but I think when fit I think John Stones along with Van Dijk. I mean, Saliba is a bit below John Stones. I mean, you can say what you want, but the vision, the passing ability of John Stones is much better than Saliba. So I just think when fit, Stones and Van Dijk are the two best centre backs in the Premier League at least at this moment of time. I just think Pep believes that. And so Pep, I think whenever Stones is available, he's taking every bloody chance to play John Stones. For me, along with Van Dijk, like I said before, Stones is the best centre back in the league, along with Van Dijk. The vision, the passing, the way he can carry with the ball and break lines. He has enough pace. His positioning is very good. So it's very. So John Stones one is this thing, and the second thing is with Ryan Cherky. I'm surprised he's not starting Ryan Cherky to be honest because I and he's starting Rico Lewis in that attacking midfield position. So that is something again which is very interesting to me because I always thought, especially with the cameo Sharky had against Everton, you literally expect Ryan Sharky to start. Maybe he'll come in the second half. I don't know, but maybe I think you expect Ryan Sharky to build that relationship with Erling Haaland. I was just speaking to another friend of mine regarding the title race, especially after Liverpool lost to United, Liverpool going. I mean, it's incredible. Liverpool, I think just before this recent international break, when we were going into it, I think, or probably just before that, Liverpool were. I mean, when we drew with Arsenal 1-1. Liverpool were and Liverpool beat Arsenal, of course. Liverpool were 5 points ahead of Arsenal, and suddenly now Arsenal are 4 points ahead of Liverpool. It's been a 9 point swing in in 3 or 4 games. It's been a 9 point swing in the space of 3 or 4 games. It's interesting to see if there's a big match who and you have John Stones available. Say it's a quarter final against a big team like a Real Madrid or a Bayern Munich, and you have Stones, Diaz, Guardiola available. Who do you play at left back? My choice in a big game where you defensively need cover at left back will be Nico O'Reilly. I think Nico O'Reilly has shown he is the best defensive minded player probably across the back line. For me, he's better than Ruben. I mean, his defensive abilities have just been outstanding. For me, Nico Riley starts in a big game. So then, how does he fit in Stones, Diaz? I don't know. I probably would not play Ruben Diaz. I'd pair Stones and Guardiola together, maybe. Villarreal have been in good form themselves. I think they've just lost one of their last five, maybe. Savinho does very well. That was, I mean, we should have scored there. What the hell was Savinho doing? You get the ball, you shoot, mate. What the hell was Savinho doing there? You get the ball, you shoot. I'm very, very sorry. I think Savinho should have. Savinho did very well to pinch the ball ahead of the Villarreal defender, Erling Haaland. Haaland gives it to Savinho. Jeremy Doku fluffs his lines. Doku fluffs his lines over there. That's. I mean that attack of City is very interesting because it has Pep Linders written all over it. You look at the prime Liverpool teams, win the ball high up, 1-2 passes goal. I think that Savinho, this thing which when Savinho pings the ball, that has Liverpool Pep Linders written all over it. This is a new system. This is a new philosophy. I think Pep is believing more in verticality than anything else, if you ask me. Bad pass. I don't know who made that. I think it's Josko Guardiola with that bad pass. We cannot concede in in this game. Let us keep a clean sheet. Let us keep a clean sheet. Let's hit the referee there, but let us try to keep a clean sheet. Let us continue this run. Let us keep a clean sheet. We will concede. I know Everton was a clean sheet, but Monaco 2 goals. I was really disappointed by it. Not with Donnarumma, but disappointed by the way we conceded those goals. To be honest. Jeremy Doku there. Great, good ball from Jeremy Doku. Ah, was a difficult header to be honest. But in the form Haaland is in, you expect him to score. Was always a difficult header. I think the ball was maybe a little bit behind Erling Haaland, probably. But just look at that leap. He leaps over the crossbar. His leap is higher than the crossbar. Pep Guardiola, Pep Linders, Yaya Toure. That's a star cast. Bernardo Silva was doing very, very well. Even in that Everton game, he came on in the 60th minute and he just calmed everything down. I probably think you might see Bernardo play more over Tijani Reinders in a way, especially in big games, maybe against Liverpool and so on. Savinho there with the ball. He's just looking a little bit more attacking today, Savinho. And we're playing much more of those attacking passes early on. I think it's a free kick for City. I would just love our wingers to be more aggressive, to just go with it. Doku is trying, but I would like Savinho to be more aggressive, to be honest. He's looked that bit more aggressive, but maybe a little more you would expect from Savinho. Anyway, free kick coming in. It's Bernardo Silva, not Phil Foden for a change. Let's see, will it be shit like always, or this is actually a damn good free kick. Very good free kick. At least ask the see. I don't want every free kick to result in a goal or something, but I would always want you to ask a question of the opponent with every free kick. Test them at every opportunity you have in putting the ball into the box, which is what Phil Foden was not doing at all. Set pieces. Phil Foden has been awfully poor in set pieces. It's Savinho now. Ah, good attempt. He's doing well. They're at least trying to play the ball much more aggressively to Haaland. This is what we want from him. He was very passive in that Monaco game, to be honest. They say he's got 6 or 7 different types of deliveries. I would like to see it from him. City are pressing aggressively. Look at that. The front press when Villarreal centre backs have the ball is just outstanding. This is outstanding there from Savinho. Just couldn't find Haaland, but the press is just outstanding from Savinho there. Wow. Just seems that he could be one of the permanent faces, one of the more regular faces in this team. Villarreal have got the ball through there on the counter attack. Is it Nicolas Pepe? Let us manage a clean sheet here. Uh, I quite like the pressing of City, to be honest. When Villarreal have centre backs have the ball, this is Pep Linders all over it. Look at that. Give it to Doku, give it to Doku. I think that pass should have been played early on by Bernardo Silva. Delayed it a bit more. I think when Reinders fully settles in, he'll be a monster in the system. Reinders does not remind me of Wijnaldum, but there are shades. I think Rico Lewis is in the middle is not able to impact the game as much. But Rico Lewis in those tight spaces will be very, very interesting. Let us see what Rico Lewis can do. But the space is all with Savinho. Savinho does well there again. I know it's a turnover, but Savinho does well there again. He's got the ball. He's done well. That's not a penalty. That's very good defending there from Matthews Nunes. He's done well there. He's done well. He's done well. He's covered the ball with his body. Good defending for Matthews Nunes. He's looked absolutely solid. But interesting to see the ball's constantly going towards Savinho there. I think Savinho needs to be a little bit more agile there. But at least he's been positive and not negative one like the last time. Could Stones be the answer to unlock this? John Stones, Rico Lewis is trying to be that little bit more cute. And it's a foul against City there. I think Rico Lewis needs to be a little bit more agile in playing that pass. He needs to read that situation much, much better. Nunez does very, very well there. Nunez has been top in terms of one v one duels. I think both are fullbacks, O'Reilly and Nunez. When Kushino before he was injured, I think right now he's probably been the one who's been a little bit weak on those one on one duels. But this is that's a foul. I think that's a foul on Savinho there. That's a foul on Matthews Nunez over there. Clear foul on Matthews Nunez. The pressing's been very sharp and the pressing's been absolutely very impressive. Especially Savinho is going for it. I mean, I know that the community is divided on Savinho. A few people want Savinho in and few people want Savinho out. I mean, most of you want Savinho out, but I know I'm a big backer of Savinho, but just think that there is talent over there. It's just waiting to be unlocked. Nico Gonzalez has gone under the radar a bit. He settled in beautifully into that Rodri role. He's not actually gone under the radar because he gave away the penalty at Monaco. But since that incident, he's been top. Like Pep says, it's not when you don't make mistakes, but it's when you make mistakes and still have the courage to respond to it, still have the courage to ask the ball, still have the courage to challenge even after making the mistake. That's where I see your personality. That's the hallmark of a top player for me. That's what Pep says. Rico Lewis in space. Ah, again, that final pass from Rico Lewis is off, showing a bit of rust there, Rico Lewis. Rico Lewis looks like a player who's born for playing in the pockets, to be honest. Very good ball from Gonzalez. Great take from Doku. That's a goal kick. I think with Jeremy Doku, you need that fullback overlapping. Like Nico Riley sometimes overlaps. Otherwise, they're gonna double mark Jeremy Doku. That was not the case here, but still. And anyway, we should have had a goal much, much earlier on, to be honest. Doku scuffed his shot. Reasonably comfortable 12 minutes, I would say. We were the aggressive team. I mean, yes, we are open on the counter, but Nunes has been very, very solid. But the one-on-one defending has been outstanding. Nunes, Guardiola, not Guardiola as much, but at least Nunes. But in general, this season, the one-on-one defending has been outstanding, to be honest. You look at it with an overall perspective and you see this is more of a Pep Blinders kind of a team, not a Pep kind of a team wherein you mostly are winning your one-on-one duels because you compare it to that 2017-18 Klopp team. Van Dijk, excellent winner of duels. Andy Robertson, excellent winner of duels. You had a Matip or someone who was generally good in terms of his one-on-one duels. So you had Fabinho winning his duel. So I think this is a team that Pep is making that is extremely good in one-on-one duels. So interesting thing for me. Nicolas Pepe, I think, on the ball. Fantastic ball. I don't know who's given that fantastic ball, but Guardiola's done absolutely very well there. And it's a throw in for Villarreal. Nico Gonzalez has done very, very well. I think this game might be for Kovacic because Villarreal are pressing very hard in sort of a mid block through the midfield, so Kovacic can go and unlock it. Not a game for Doku, to be honest. They're marking Doku. I don't think you get the most out of Doku when you play him out wide, hugging the touchline. Doku is it is most dangerous when you put him sort of kind of a bit more centrally in the middle so that he can go both ways. Look at him hugging the touchline, easier to defend because you know that he's only gonna go in on the inside and not on the outside. Guardiola's looking absolutely very rusty. Great ball and a fantastic touch. Savinho's been positive overall today, but his passing is looking just a bit off. Nico Gonzalez does well there and he plays in Savinho. Savi put the ball into the box. Stones back to Savinho. Savinho needs to run at the Villarreal defense. Chooses to pass it back to Stones. Stones to Nunez back to Stones to Savinho. Please do not return it to. They're doubling up on Savinho. Why don't our fullbacks overlap? And then we blame the wingers are not good enough. Again, there's no opening at all. Erling Haaland scores! Woo! The Viking strikes! The Viking strikes! Wow! That is a clever ball from Rico Lewis. Wow! And the patience has to be applauded for City. Savinho to Stones to Savinho. They recycled it twice or thrice. And then Rico Lewis made that little sort of cheeky run there through the pockets. That is what you look at Rico Lewis and you just feel that he's a player made for the pockets. He's a player born for the pockets. Look at that run by Rico Lewis, outstanding. And then Erling Haaland with the poacher's run and a finish. Look at that run there and the cut back from Rico Lewis. But everything about this goal is about the run of Rico Lewis. He's a player born for the pockets. Just like you look at Michael Phelps and say he's born for water, he's born for the sea, he's born for the ocean. You look at Rico Lewis and say he's born for the pockets. Wow, the clever little run through the pockets was outstanding from Rico Lewis. Wow. Fourth goal in Erling Haaland in 3 Champions League matches. And I think he's had 24 goals right now, and this is his 14th match. Superb from Erling Haaland, but everything about this goal is about Rico Lewis. Wow. Nunez again, outstanding. Superb from Matthews Nunez. Superb there. Matthews Nunez one-on-one duels. Wow. He's around 6 feet 1 inches. I think Matthews Nunes not a short fellow. Is having decent pace. So very good pace. In fact, not even decent. Into the mid 30s. So is pace. So Matthews Nunes at fullback might not be such a bad idea. Is absolutely very good in those one-on-one duels. Anyway. That's a good ball, and it's Nico Gonzalez again. They found Nico Gonzalez. When it's Savinho is running through. I think the Villarreal defender got the ball because Savinho is not appealing over there. But Nico Gonzalez, good from City. We are very aggressive from the off. The passing's been crisp. Most of the things gone through Savinho. I think Savinho, maybe he could practice releasing the ball a bit more earlier. That's the only thing I would say. Nico Gonzalez, John Stones. I think when John Stones is there, you can even use him to control the tempo of the game, which is another thing why Pep often likes to play John Stones whenever he's fit. Savinho, Nico Gonzalez, Nunez again, Bernardo Silva. He's orchestrating the strings absolutely brilliantly. Jeremy Doku. I think there's a pass on there to Savinho. Nunez, yeah, I think recycling is happening just to find the right players. You move the ball to find the right players, but then doubling up on Savinho. But I think the target should be to find Rico Lewis. He's sitting beautifully in the pockets. I thought that went in, but the big man Erling Haaland, I think it's offside or a foul's been called, but I think it's a foul. But again, great phase of play from City. I thought someone might be there to put that header in. I think Bernardo Silva should have gone with the head over there, to be honest. Save a yellow card, but I don't want to see Bernardo again in that wing position. I think against Monaco, was he on the wing? I think he was. He's a much better player in playing in that midfield position, to be honest. But a tough game, Villarreal away. Away games, no matter against which team it is, are always tough. And Villarreal, like I said before, have been in very good form. I think they have only lost one out of the last five, or there's some insane record run they have been on. So the forward pressing's been superb there. Look at that again, Haaland pressing the goalkeeper. Everyone's going aggressively on the other person. So I think the 1v1 pressing is outstanding today. That Nico Gonzalez is controlling. It's actually John Stones controlling the tempo very well. I mean, it's interesting that you have Bernardo, Nico Gonzalez, and John Stones stepping into the midfield. So two players who are excellent offside. It should not have been offside, Savinho. We can look across the line. Should not be offside, Savinho. That's poor. It should not be offside. I think it's for a handball, maybe. I don't know. That is interesting. He's playing three sort of orchestrators, three sort of tempo controllers in the midfield, and is opted for and out. That's not rest. That's a message that probably there are certain kind of games where that's again excellent defending from Matthews Nunez. There are certain kind of games where Foden's not as suitable. Maybe you could say he could have played in place of Rico Lewis. That's a fair argument, I would say. But sort of in a deeper role, which I think Foden played very well against Everton, not the game for him. Still learning how to control the tempo of games. In a way, I think Rico Lewis controls the tempo of games better than Foden. It's a Villarreal throw, and I think Villarreal are playing for a 1-0, and then they might just go at it in the last few minutes. I think before the end of this half, it would be great if we can get one more goal. Taking all the 3 points is absolutely necessary in this game. In the last match against Monaco, this is the difference. You had John Stones at right back and is not able to and is actually not able to cover the distance. The opponent, I mean, Monaco left their winger high, and John Stones did not have enough pace. But if Nunez has enough pace to shift across, then that is a major difference you're seeing, because even Villarreal is also actually leaving one of their winger wide on the left. Nunez is doing an excellent job, I must say. Jeremy Doku is just getting outplayed on his side. The fullback on Jeremy Doku's side is having a fantastic game. Again, good defending there from Josko Guardiola. This is not Pep's football. This is chaotic football. This is chaos. Ball in the air more than on the field. Pep's style is changing, guys. I just think he's embraced verticality more than ever, to be honest. Jeremy Doku, that's a good pass. Nico Gonzalez. Nico Gonzalez had to pass that ball there to John Stones. I think that was bad decision making from Nico Gonzalez there. Well done, Nunez and Ruben Diaz to get the ball off, but been a very physical game. Maybe don't expect as much of a physical game from a La Liga side, but the passing from Guardiola's been off from the outset. Nicolas Pepe, what a save that is from Donnarumma. That's a good hit and a good save from Donner. No, it went wide, to be honest. That was almost a picture copy of the Monaco goal. If you want to see, just went a bit wide. Guardiola's been poor, I must say. Nico Gonzalez back to Ruben Diaz. Diaz to Josko Guardiola. There's no one giving Stones a passing option. That's very poor from City. At least someone should come out there and give Stones a passing option. There's no one giving Stones a passing option over there. Jeremy Doku there gets to the ball. Bernardo Silva gets to the ball there. I don't know how that doesn't go in. I don't know how we don't score there. It's a goal kick. When Doku gets the ball there, I think again he passes to Bernardo Silva. That is okay, but then the ball across the box, someone should be there. I think Ricolo should probably be crashing into the box more. I know Rico Lewis has done his job, he's given that assist, but I think he just. Uh, the runners are on for Villarreal. The runners are on for Villarreal. Matthews Nunes does an outstanding job. Matthews Nunes does an outstanding job there. I think that's offside, but it's a foul. Nunes, it's not offside, that's a foul, but Nunes does a superb job. The Nunes been our best player till now. I know Haaland scored the goal, Rico Lewis gave the assist, but on these one-on-one duels, Nunes has been unreal today. It's been outstanding. What a fight for the right back spot it will be when Kusanov returns. He's got the ball, I think. Nico Gonzalez has lost it and it's a turnover now. Ah! Matthews Nunez again. It's good to see Erling Haaland come back and defend, but yeah, that's very good from City. That's very well done from City. Haaland is just doing immense service by helping us out here. Bro thought he'll push Donnarumma. Donnarumma stood there like an immovable object. The passing on our left hand side has been so piss poor. Guardiola and Doku. I don't know what that clearance was. If Donnarumma was not there, I think it would have. He's trying to push Donnarumma over there. I don't know what was it, Nicholas Pepe? I don't know who that player was. Donnarumma will do everything today to make sure we have a clean sheet, but I think City are in defensive mode now. We need to be very, very careful now. Nunez, that's very well defended, and it's a goal kick. It's an interesting game. There's chaos all around. The ball's more in the air than on the field. Excuse me. Nunez has been targeted and he's been outstanding. This ref, I don't know which country he's from, but he's just not giving any fouls. I mean, the flow of the game is very good, but whoever is turning the ball over, it just feels bad on them. But this is outstanding. It's outstanding there. I think it's from Savinho. City are on the way forward. There's a pass to your right hand side. He's played that. He's played that. Ah, I think was it Rico Lewis with the final ball. The final ball wasn't that. Yes, it was Rico Lewis who was caught on the ball. I think we need to score one more goal because this can be anything. Just for comfort, we need to score one more goal. There's a pass on to Savinho there. He's found it. I think Savinho should find Haaland with a cross. What a goal! What a cross from Savinho. That is what Savinho is known for. That is the hallmark of Savinho. What a ball that was from Savio. Wow, superb. The cross there from Savio was just outstanding. Bernardo Silva got the goal there. I mean, the cross was so good that even Bernardo Silva, probably the shortest player on the pitch, got the goal. What a cross! What a cross that was from Savinho. This is why they rate Savinho so highly. Wow, what a ball that was from Savio there. Superb. Look at that. The ball from Savio was just unreal. The ball from Savio was outstanding there. Wow. It was an outstanding ball from Savio there. What a ball that is. Superb. This is why they rate Savio very highly. This is why I rate Savio very, very highly. Wow. Bernardo Silva, the scorer, but everything was about that ball. Bernardo Silva could not miss even if he wanted to. That ball was so good. One more goal and let Ryan Cherky dance the next half. Savio's tracking back has also been impressive, but that's superb there from John Stones. That defending on the right hand side has been elite. Stones and Nunez, both of them, they have just been outstanding. They have just been superb. But I'm still raving about that ball from Sabio. What a ball to pick Bernardo Silva out. If we can get one more goal before the end of the half, that I think that will make it very, very difficult for Villarreal to come back. Never say impossible, but that will make it extremely difficult for Villarreal to come back. He's taken the ball out there, Villarreal player, so Villarreal are coming forward. The last thing you would want is to concede a goal for half time. That would just swing the entire momentum towards Villarreal, but looks like Nicolas Pepe is just not enjoying this. Jeremy Doku there, but Doku's done extremely well. I think that's a yellow card for a foul on Doku. Doku's just done superbly there. He's pulled his shirt. That's a yellow card all day long. Sorry, but that's a yellow card all day long. Now Doku's fullback is on a yellow card, so this will be very interesting. How will he deal with it? But Bernardo Silva with the free kick. It almost seems today City's first choice midfield is not playing. Rodri, Reinders, Foden, and we actually look stable in this sort of setup. Bernardo Silva with the free kick. Not the best free kick again. I think they have to find Savio again because all of our good attacking threat is down the right. They have to find Savio again. I think it's just 30 seconds to half time, so they'll just recycle the ball around. Can it be one more pass before half time? Maybe not. One last pass since they're only 10 seconds. Probably not. We are in full control, so I think they'll settle for 2-0 and it's half time. I think Nicolas Pepe is either one. I think he's not happy with it, but I think a very good half from City. We saw what Savio can do. What a ball from Savio. Rico Lewis in the pockets was very good. Yes, there were moments when he lost the ball, though I thought it was a foul, but in general, he was very, very good. Rico Lewis was very, very good in the pockets. Nico Gonzalez was very good, but for me, he won his duels. But for me, the star of the match was Matheus Nunes. The way he won those one-on-one duels, outstanding. Arsenal Atletico Madrid is nil-nil. Leverkusen PSG winning 3-1. Interesting. Copenhagen Dortmund 1-1. Newcastle winning 1-0 against Mourinho's Benfica. Interesting thing. Napoli losing 2-1 to PSV Eindhoven. This is something very, very interesting. Let's see the table. See the Champions League table. Oh, this is interesting. We are on to third position. If we can maintain that, if we can maintain this result, only behind Paris and Inter. Of course, if Arsenal, we and Arsenal will be level on points. If Arsenal draw, this if Arsenal win, they'll move ahead of us. But Bayern have to still play. Real Madrid have to still play. Barcelona already won. Yeah, I think if we win this match, it will be very good for us. Liverpool are very, very interesting because if Liverpool lose tomorrow to Frankfurt, if they lost to Galatasaray, so it's very much possible they might lose to Frankfurt as well tomorrow. That will just put them 3 points with 3 games gone. That will be make it very, very difficult for them to come back. Bayaji is here. Hey Bayaji, how you doing? Hope you had a very happy Diwali, Bayaji. Bayaji says everyone thought this was a shit lineup, including me. But this is the best of pressing and direct football we have played this season. Exactly, Bayaji. That's what even I was talking about in the stream. That you look at this midfield. Our first choice midfield when everyone's fit is Rodri, Reinders, and probably a Foden or a Sherky. That's our best three. But look at today's three. Nico Gonzalez, Bernardo Silva, and Brico Lois. I think this is almost your second, or even in some circumstances, this is your third choice midfield. Even if you take it to your second choice midfield, but this midfield had everything. Nico Gonzalez was winning his duels. Bernardo Silva was controlling the tempo very, very well. Rico Lewis was getting into the pockets. I call this midfield as a tempo maintaining midfield. You know, this midfield knew exactly how to maintain the tempo, and we had been struggling with it. Reinders and Foden, when they play together in the midfield, Reinders and Foden, I just think Reinders and Foden do not quite know how to maintain the tempo, but this midfield has been superb by Ajay. What a midfield this is. And generally yeah, I saw the lineup and my first question was, right, you gave rest to O'Reilly. That's fine, but at least start Marmos. But for me, Rico Lewis, that was starting in midfield, especially when Ryan Sherky wanted it against Everton. I think for me, I thought at least Sherky needed to start. And on the left, probably Marmoush and not Doku. But again, why are you starting with Semenyo? I mean, I had one or two concerns about this lineup, but the way we played the pressing, the forward pressing especially was outstanding. This is one of the. Brighton first half was Brighton first half was one of the best. pressing pressing I've seen. We just went all out at Brighton and Brighton were suffocated. And after that, this is the game where I've actually seen again us press so intensely, so well. I mean, Savinho won the ball once or twice, Doku won the ball once or twice, Haaland was immense. I don't know what you think, Bayaji, but for me, the best player on the pitch today was Matheus Nunes. They targeted him. The Villarreal. I mean, it was exactly the same what Monaco tried to do. Monaco had a winger high and wide. John Stones was a right back that day. Stones could not cover the distance, and Monaco's goals came from that side mostly. Today again, Matthews Nunes, they targeted him winger high and wide when Nunes came inside a bit, but the speed at which Nunes covers those distances is just something else. The speed at which Nunez covers those distances was just something else. Nunez was outstanding today. His duels, his duel win rate. Wow. His duel win rate was superb. I mean, Nunez was very, very good. And I think overall our right was very, very good. Stones also complemented it very well. And the left, I didn't like Guardiola to be honest. He didn't play well. His passing was off. His passing was definitely off Josko Guardiola. But Payaji, what did you think of Savinho's assist? Savinho's assist was, I thought it was smooth. It was very, very good. If he can regularly put balls like this into the box, wow. Bayaji says yes. We have seen different Nunez since last game. I mean, he was even last season he was solid, but he had some bozo moments. They say he had some bozo moments wherein wherein United PSG games were examples. United game he had a very good game last season, but he had one or two moments of concentration loss. Boom. Last season as well against PSG, we scored two goals. We were 2-0 up. He had that brain fade moment against Dembele, jumped in PSG goal. This season, he's especially the last match and this one as well until now. It just seems that it just seems that he has ironed that out. And the speed of Nunez is also it's so underrated. He's been very very quick. The speed of Nunez is very very quick. Superb. I think Nunez, O'Reilly, Kushano, what superb three fullbacks we are having. Everyone just seems to be very very good defensively. Defensively, they just seem to be outstanding in terms of winning those one-on-one duels. I mean, I think Ryan Aitnori probably will now have a right now they will have a very very hard task of getting back because Guardiola looks good there. I don't know. Baiji says Kushano effect working on Nunez. Baiji, what do you do with John Stones? Because whenever John Stones plays, especially at centre back, not at right back or something, especially whenever Stones plays at centre back, especially when Stones plays at centre back, it just seems that we maintain the tempo of the game well because because his passing and everything he controls the game even from center back, and whenever he steps into the midfield I think you have an extra body and he controls the tempo there as well. So what do you do with John Stones when he's fit? Do you play do you play Josko Guardiola? Do you play Josko Guardiola at left back? Because Nico Ryle is playing so well. What do you do? Which two center back pairings do you play? That's a very interesting question because I just think that that's a conundrum that Pep is gonna have. Who do you drop for John Stones? And John Stones is up there with the top centre backs in the league for me. Whenever he's fit, they're showing the highlights of Real Madrid versus a team that I have never heard, and Mbappe is pulling a hat trick and all of that stuff. And anyway, Bayaji, what do you think of Liverpool and Liverpool having a 5 point flip? At one point, Liverpool were 5 points ahead of Arsenal, and now they're 4 points behind. Such a 9 point turnaround. What do you think of that? Baiji says Stones is not reliable anymore. Either him or Ake would be leaving anyway. Get gay. Emotions ruined her last season. Not anymore. Maybe Bayaji, maybe not Gay Bayaji, because Juma for me Jumaba is ready. Jumaba is ready. He's ready at the level of physicality. He's ready everything. I think that guy has experience playing in the Europa League. He's doing absolutely very well in France as well. So I think Jumaba is ready. Get Jumaba in next season. I would not go for Gay. The reason I would not go for Gay is it would block the development of someone called as Max Elaine. He's a two-footed centre back. He's doing extremely well in championship. He's an academy player. He's two-footed. He's much more calmer than John Stones on the ball. He has pace. His exchange is one of the best on the ball. If you see, he's very very good. I think it will be a shame if we don't get and groom him next season. I mean, get him back from loan. So I think we don't need Gay. I think we absolutely don't need Gay because we are uh, we are ready. I think we are ready. I think with Jumaba and also with Terry's, we'll have learnt a lot from Girona. He's been doing well there, though Girona's been losing. So I don't think we need Gay. And again, that's a personal opinion, but I just don't think we need Gay there. Maybe I think what they'll do is they'll sign another right back. But just as I told you after Palace team slot machine will feel the heat. Palace game totally exposed the defense, and now every team exploiting now. I mean, every team is different. By what Manchester United? I mean, if you would have talked to 100 Manchester United fans, 99.99%, I mean, I'm sure 100 out of 100 would have told you there's no chance we beat Liverpool at Anfield. A draw is the best we can hope for. And United convincingly beat Liverpool, especially after coming back 1-1. Still, they went on and got that second goal. I don't know. I don't know. I don't know, Bayaji. What about these Dutch managers? Ronald Koeman at Everton had a transfer window, ruined the team. Frank de Boer ruined Palace and was sacked. Eric Ten Hag had a transfer window and he just ruined Manchester United. Now, Louis Van Gaal, same thing, ruined Manchester United. And now it's Arne Slot. It's the fifth Dutch manager in the Premier League after having a transfer window, and suddenly the team looks imbalanced. What is it with Dutch managers? I just don't know. Because there's been quite a precedent of Dutch managers having the transfer window and the team becomes unbalanced. The team becomes imbalanced. I just don't know what is it with. But anyway, a 5 point gap, and sorry, they were 5 points ahead and now they're 4 points behind. But how do you justify a 9 point flip over? That is just something else. A 9 point turnover in the space of 3 matches. That is just unacceptable. I think if Slot loses his next 3 games, he might be on the verge of a sack. To be honest, that's how bad it will be for Liverpool. He might actually be on the verge of a sack. I'm just looking forward to watching Ryan Sherky, especially after that Everton game. I mean, Nico Ryle is in there. I think he's just got a bit of a knock. That's it. But I would just like to see Ryan Sherky, especially those dazzling 5-10 minutes against Everton. Those were just outstanding. Bayaji says after Etihad game he could be sacked. I mean, especially tomorrow's game is very important, Bayaji, because Frankfurt, if they lose to Eintracht Frankfurt tomorrow, they're on 3 points in Champions League after 3 games. That will make it very difficult for them to what? There are 7 games, 8 games, I think. So 3 points, 3 games, and that will make it absolutely very difficult for them to get through the. I mean, you have a 300 million. You have a 500 million pound summer spending. and you cannot even get into the Champions League later knockout stages. I mean, no. And it's a very interesting parallel. I don't know. Whenever a manager has gone for a player City wants, it never worked out well. Jorginho, we were in for Jorginho, but Sari somehow convinced Jorginho to go and join Chelsea. And what happened to Sari? Sacked. We wanted Alexis Sanchez, but somehow Mourinho got him. What happened? Sacked. The same thing with Harry Maguire. Mourinho sacked. So so I mean, we wanted Fred. United took him. That manager was sacked. So it's very interesting in terms of the same thing. I mean, the word signing could get Arne Slot sacked because if Bayer just says, I wish they were playing Madrid tomorrow, especially with especially with Kylian Mbappe in that form. I think if Arne Slot had not signed Florian Wirtz, I think the pressure on him would not have been as much, and the team would have been much more balanced. I think because suddenly, if the 150 is gone from your transfer spend, it looks like a normal transfer spend, like Liverpool have not spent in the last 2 seasons. Yes, they're spending around 300. They won the title. That's fine. But suddenly, that word spend is making it look so bad. And I don't know. I mean, I've heard from one of my friend who's a Liverpool fan that Slot favors Dutch players a bit. That's why he's starting Gakpo every game. I mean, he has Gakpo in his fantasy team, and I just asked him, "How do you know Gakpo is starting?" When last season, when Luis Diaz is there, he said Arne Slot has an inclination towards Dutch players, and because that signing of Frimpong doesn't make sense to me unless you're signing Frimpong as a Salah replacement. It absolutely does not make sense to me. Why would you sign someone who cannot defend in a back four? Villarreal on the counter attack here. We need to keep a clean sheet today. We need to keep a clean sheet today. Stones does extremely well. That's outstanding there. Is it John Stones? I think the camera was a bit away from the player who put the challenge in, but that was an outstanding challenge. GG is just starting to play with his feet well. Jeremy Doku's done absolutely very well. Bernardo Silva's done well. Nico Gonzalez. That is wonderful skill there from Nico Gonzalez, and I think Doku needs to play that ball, but Doku's gone running. I think there was a ball on there, a bit aerial ball, but Doku's just ignored that. That was a difficult ball to execute, but what a superb piece of skill that was from Nico Gonzalez over there to get out of pressure. Outstanding from Nico G. You never sort of see Rodri do those skills because the greatness of playing the CDM is not to get into those positions. Savinho does very, very well there. Savinho does absolutely very well. Savinho's improved from his last two games against Everton as well. First half he was not good, but second half he was good, and now he's just very, very good. I think the ball goes to Savinho. Can he find a cross like he did for our second goal? Again, the crosses from Savinho are actually very, very good. Now, this is also a very good cross. It's a shame that Haaland was pushed down, but again, a good cross. It almost feels as if Doku should gamble to the back post whenever Savinho has the ball. We need to keep a clean sheet today, whatever the cost might be. We need to keep a clean sheet. Bayaji says, I hope Savio this good, not because of La Liga side. I mean, he has to maintain consistency as well, Bayaji. We know he's played in that league and did very well for Girona, but the crossing's been outstanding from Savio today. He's done very well, and overall, he's looked positive, he's looked aggressive in the press. We just need to hope he was rusty in the first two games, that's all. Because if Savio can give two or three of those crosses every game, Haaland will eventually be at the end of one. That crossing is superb. The only thing is Doku needs to, whenever Savio has the ball, Doku needs to. I think after Riyad Mahrez, we haven't had a good crossing winger at all. Jeremy Doku. But Bayaji, what's your opinion on words? Do you think words would have done better at City, or are you happy that we have got Sherky and we have avoided him? Would he have done better in our system? What do you think? Bayaji says want to see Omar and Sharky come on for at least 30 minutes. You know, Bayaji, how Omar Marmoush and Ryan Sharky are, especially Ryan Sharky. Ryan Sharky is like, there's that last 5-10 minutes of movie climax where especially in Bollywood films, where hero just, regardless of how many villains are there, hero just finishes them off in 5 minutes. That's how Ryan Sharky is. Ryan Sharky just needs 5 minutes to finish everyone off. Bayaji's last 10 minutes was his Everton went magical. I was stunned, Bayaji. Honestly, the last 10 minutes was his Everton. Haaland should have given Ryan Cherky two assists already. He was just outstanding there, Ryan Cherky. I mean, the panache and the passion with which Ryan Cherky was actually playing those passes to Haaland, it was just as if he was not even looking. Wow. Who says you want two, three passes? One pass and it's just Savinho on the ball again. Cross, Savinho cross. Again, good cross into the box. Yes, it's found a Villarreal player, but good cross into the box again from Savinho there. Savinho's crossing surprisingly has been very, very good. I think Villarreal will go for it at some point. I think we need to get the third goal just to be safe. Because one goal for Villarreal and it could just turn very, very awkward for us. The pressing's been very, very good. Especially, I think when Bernardo plays in that midfield, I think the pressing's generally much more energetic and much more, direct and fierce compared to when Reinders plays there or even Foden plays there. So we need a replacement for Bernardo Silva. I think Joe Neves would be a great buy if we can get him. Who is it down? It's Nico Gonzalez who's down. Just hope it's a cramp, that's all. It's Nico Gonzalez who's down. Just hope it's a cramp. Nazar na lage, that's the thing. I don't know what's happened to Nico G here. Kovacic is coming on, but cannot afford to. But just bring on Matteo. He's bringing on, but I just hope it's nothing serious for Nico Gonzalez. Now with Rodri out, he just cannot. I know they're removing him, but I just hope it's nothing serious. Just hope it's nothing serious. Villarreal players have been very physical today. Again, just look at Toku. They're just kicking at us now. The referee has to look after the players here. Look at it. He just stood on Jeremy Doku and is also kicking him. Again, hope it's nothing serious to Nico Gonzalez. That's a foul on Jeremy Doku. I don't know how the referee is not given that. That's a clear foul on Jeremy Doku. Clearly, it's a foul on Jeremy Doku. The defender never got the ball. Wow, Villarreal are extremely getting on physically, getting on City. Bayeji says Doku poor tonight should have scored within second minute. I don't know how he fluffed that chance. But again, Bayeji, I've been noticing it's Josko Guardiola versus Nicolas Pepe. The danger is not cleared. That is very well done by Jeremy Doku there. Poor from Jeremy Doku again. Extremely poor from Jeremy Doku there. Yeah, the thing with Doku is Bayaji, whenever you have played Doku in a position like hugging the touchline, I think Doku has always been poor because when Doku hugs the touchline, the defender knows the only thing he does is cut inside. But whenever you have played Doku a little bit more centrally, ideally, and maybe have a fullback overlapping, but ideally, if you would have played him a little bit more centrally, he's just been unplayable. So I think that's the difference with Doku. In the first few matches, when he was very very good, Pep was playing him a little bit more centrally. So I think to get the best out of Doku, I think both are right wingers. Both are left wingers. Marmoush and Doku, both of them, you would want them to play a little on the inside and not hug the touchline. Savinho again is a different kind of a winger. Hugging the touchline is what brings the best out of him more than playing centrally. He can because he can his crossing is good. He can go inside. So with Savinho, there's the unpredictability. The thing is, when you cannot cross the ball, hugging the touchline does not make sense. I know it opens up space on the pitch and all, but it makes you half the play. If you can cross the ball, that's a different thing. Then hugging the touchline makes much more sense, to be honest. But Villarreal again on the counter attack. It just seems that we have lost a little bit of control once Nico G is left. G has left, but yeah. Savinho. Haaland just could not get that shot away there. I don't know what Doku was doing there again. Doku should have just tried to pass it to Erling Haaland. No, why Doku wants to turn it over so quickly? Keep the ball, maintain the calmness. I don't know why Doku wants to make it a basketball match when we are leading 2-0. Good challenge from Josko Guardiola there. I just think Bernardo Silva maybe needs to step in for control, to be honest, because it just seems that we have lost that control once Nico G has left. I think Kovacic cannot be used as a holding midfielder. Bernardo Silva as well. Can he cross for Erling Haaland? Savinho there. That's a corner for City. That is the Savinho that we are expecting. Again, that is great play there from Savinho. He's gone with the ball. Wow, this is good from Savinho. He's putting on quite a display here. Good run there from Savinho. Very good run there from Savinho there. Look at that. Look at his close control. Look at his ability. Wow. Look at the way he's manipulating the ball. Good defensive action there from the defender, but good from Savinho. This is excellent from Savinho. Good save from the goalkeeper. Good save from the goalkeeper, but Savinho's been excellent. We have lost control of that midfield. Who were there who can control the midfield? No one, fortunately. I think good that Kovacic has been fitter. Probably, I think maybe Randers or Nico Riley. Again, a shed corner. It's a yellow for Ruben Diaz, I think, for blocking the goalkeeper. I think Villarreal are bringing on some attacking substitutions. They're going to go for it now. This is why I think I'm a little bit scared of no Nico Gonzalez. Can Kovacic manage that? I don't know. Nicolas Pepe is off as well. We need to be compact defensively. Villarreal are going to come at us right now. Why is Doku trying those cute dribbles when we're bringing the ball out of defense? Diaz does just enough over there. Villarreal are on the attack. I think City will get a counter-attacking chance. Can we take it or not? That is the question. That's a Villarreal throw. We are under the pump. We are under the pump here. We are just not getting hold of the ball. I mean, this just shows you the importance of Nico Gonzalez there in terms of winning the ball back as well. We're just not able to get hold of the ball here. They're being completely dominated in the midfield. Jeremy Doku is just not helping with his actions. He's just not helping with his actions. Donnarumma needs to. I don't kick it long. I don't know. Erling Haaland gets the ball. There was a moment I thought Erling Haaland would have bulldozed away with the ball. Just went away from him in the last moment. Defender just covered up. A Villarreal defender just covered up in the last moment, but yeah. We're under the caution. It's just the 69th minute. It's a lot of the game to play. Villarreal are just dominating us. That's a very good block. Very, very good block. Good defending. You're looking much more secure while defending, to be honest. What a save that is from Donnarumma. Good save. Good save from Donnarumma. We're under the cosh, guys. We are not getting the ball. For a moment, I thought it went in, it went out. We're under the cosh. We're under the cosh. We're under the cosh here. Good save from Donnarumma. And I think City are making the substitutions. I think Jose Perez is coming in. This is interesting. When he was at Newcastle, he was a very, very good player. Reinders is coming in as expected to bolster the midfield, and Oscar Bob is coming in for close control. This, I would say, good changes from Pep. It's Rico Lewis and Doku going off. So it's. I know why he's got on Reinders. I was maybe expecting Cherky, but I think Reinders will hold now, and Kovacic will play the box to box role probably. Let's see. This is going to be interesting. Who will hold and who will play the box to box role? No, why they're still playing those cute passes. This is excellent there from City. Almost a defensive miscommunication there. The pressing Kovacic absolutely ruthlessly and he's doing well. I think the press from Villarreal is just the press from Villarreal is so intense. This will be a test of our defensive structure, to be honest, more than anything else. The referee has been very, very good. Is let the game flow, to be honest. Kovacic has done well since his come on. It's not so easy holding that midfield, especially when Villarreal have intensified their press and ah, Kovacic is just picking it up in so many dangerous areas. It's a City throw in. Still 15 minutes to go, so it's not over yet. Not even being close to over yet. Interesting. A free kick and already the goalkeeper's kicking it. Good defensive header there from Erling Haaland. Come on, get back into shape. Don't let the that was close. We're hanging on, guys. We're just hanging on here. If it was on target, you would have maybe thought Gigi would have saved that anyway. It's very close to the near post. But yeah, we're just hanging on here, I think. No fixture in Champions League is easy. Gone are those days when you could coast through your group. Every fixture is difficult. We thought Monaco was easy, but no. Thank God we somehow got a win against Napoli. Otherwise, it would have just made it so much more difficult. No, Villarreal are just pressing so well. I just think you need Ryan Cherky right now. They're pressing, but then they're also open. So I think you just need Ryan Cherky to put that one ball through. I think third goal will kill their enthusiasm. It will kill their endeavor, to be honest. Cause it just done extremely well over there. Savinho, sorry, Oscar Bob. Yes, hit it high. Was it just hit it high, but 7 years now come to the left. And Oscar Bob on the right. Ah, we have just controlled the momentum in the last 2 3 minutes, but that's it. I think Villarreal are taking a bit of rest to just press us even more intensely in the last sort of 5 10 minutes. So good ball, absolutely superb ball. Haaland should have finished it. Haaland should have finished that. Erling Haaland should have finished that. What a ball that is from Kovacic. I think Erling Haaland should have finished the game there. Haaland should score that. Haaland needed to score that. That was game set and match. Still Villarreal don't score. Very well done by Matthews Nunes. Excellent defending. That is superb defending. That is, but the ball was superb there. Haaland needed to score. Was it from Kovacic? Yes, I think Haaland needed to score there. That Haaland's caliber. That was a goal. Parejo is coming in. I think he's an excellent crosser of the ball. Parejo, as far as I can remember about him. 9 minutes plus added time. That was a cheap ball to give away. Anyway, that's well done. Good defensive action from Kovacic over there. Ah, we are struggling. I mean, I won't say we're struggling, but we're a bit under the cost defensively, to be honest. So this is just a tactical battle. Villarreal just looks so well organized. I think he has to go back to Donnarumma. No, he doesn't. Let's go Guardiola. Savinho. Haaland. Oscar Bob. Oscar Bob is a good shot by Haaland. That one, probably I think the better option was Oscar Bob running in, but Erling Haaland had every right to take that shot and almost scored. That was just whisker wide. That was just a whisker wide. That was absolutely just a whisker wide from Erling Haaland. Haaland should have had a hat trick in this game easily. Bernardo Silva with the corner. Ah, Haaland should have finished it off long back. Of those two chances that is got, the one before is Kovacic pinging him a long ball. I think it was Kovacic, I'm not sure. He should have finished at least one of them. This one, this was a swift counter attack from City again. Guardiola doing very well there. Nunez needs to go back there on the right hand side. Nunez needs to go back there. Well done, well done. I think the structure is good enough now. The defensive structure is good enough now. Josko Guardiola needs to win that header. He does well. Savinho as well. I think Guardiola just needs to hit that ball out. Mistake from Josko Guardiola. I don't know why he's done that. Simple defensive clearance. I don't know why you want to be cute and then put your whole team under bloody all sorts of pressure. That's a foul on Oscar Bob and that's a yellow card. Well done, but that was an unacceptable mistake from Josko Guardiola. I know he's just 23, he's learning, but still. Ryan Sharkey is coming in and Omar Marmoush are coming in. This is very interesting. Savinho is going off and Erling Haaland is going off. This is interesting, and again, he could maybe leave Haaland on, but just for 3 4 minutes to help him develop that connection with Cherky. But anyway, the game's not yet finished. Anything can happen. Still, anything can happen if you ask me. 5 minutes plus added time, which would be 3 minutes at least. 8 9 minutes still there. Again, giving the ball away cheaply. John Stones has done well. Ryan Cherky there, I think. Ryan Cherky there with the pass. Should have done better. Should have done better. I think Marmo should have done better on that. Ryan Cherky has done very well there, but Marmos probably wasn't ready for that pass. But Cherky, every touch, the way he moves, it just seems he's just floating in the air. That's what it seems. Kovacic, just want to see Cherky before the end of the game at least try one of his magical assists. That was a risky pass. I think before Reinders came in, Kovacic was struggling a lot, but I think Pep did well to bring in Reinders and just stabilize the midfield because without Nico G, Kovacic himself was just not able to manage everything. But yeah, Oscar Bob have to find Sherky there. Ah, that was such a well worked move. Almost Oscar Bob got in there, but yeah. Nico Gonzalez, and that's a corner. Not Nico Gonzalez, Donnarumma there. Still just kicked it high. We have to defend this corner, and I think you cannot allow Villarreal to score at this point of time. There is no way you can allow Villarreal to score at this point of time. Absolutely no freaking way. I don't know what happened there, but somehow we survived. To see the replay of that, I just don't know what happened there. Yeah, it hit the post. The header hit the post. No way Donnarumma was saving that. Lucky, lucky, we were lucky, that's all. That hit the post. Could have gone anywhere. That hit the post. But if you would have scored the second or third goal, then that would not have been a worry. But the third or fourth goal, that would not have been a worry. This is the consequence of missing chances in Champions League, to be honest. 4 minutes of added time. We'll just see what are the scores in the other matches. Oh wow, Arsenal winning 4-0 against Atletico Madrid. Wow. And Villarreal's first attempt on target was Newcastle winning 3-0 with Benfica. This is interesting. Gordon scores and Barnes scored twice. I think the shocking result is PSV winning 5-2 against Napoli. Wow. Ryan Sharkey with the ball. That's good defending there. That's very good defending there, and it's a goal kick. Ayuse Perez with the shot. I think defensively, overall, it was stable. Yes, that one goal hit the post and all of those things. You could very well argue Haaland's two chances on another day. One would have gone in, but probably I think a little bit more clinical. But in general, it's been a great away performance. Not an easy match at all. Villarreal were physically all over us. I think it will be a long throw in. No, it's actually the goalkeeper. City have a counter-attacking chance here. Ah, good ball from Ryan Sherky, but Ramos just couldn't get there. Maybe you needed a Haaland on that, to be honest. That's that then, I think. I think that was offside, but anyway. I think that's that. Was not an easy match. Was a big tactical battle. I don't know who the manager of Villarreal was, but it was a very good tactical battle. You can see from the eyes of Pep that he has enjoyed it. It was not easy at all. The pressing structure from Villarreal was very good, to be honest. It was very good, the pressing structure, but and they pressed us intensely in the second half. And we were stable defensively. It was a very good performance. Diaz, Stones, Guardiola, Nunez, my man of the match, Nunez won every single duel in both the halves. Kovacic came on and did well, took the ball under pressure. Maybe I think Haaland is the one who might just be disappointed because he was missing a lot of chances. Anyway, guys, thank you for joining me. Thank you, Bayaji, for joining me, and I hope you've enjoyed the stream. And great, the City have won. We march on. We march on after that disappointing two matches against Brighton and Spurs before the first international break. We march on. Bayaji says clean sheet FC, but Bayaji when that, but the press from Villarreal was unreal in the second half. I just thought we are going to concede. We are going to concede. I mean, and I don't know what Doku was doing. He was putting us under a lot of pressure defensively. He was trying to dribble through instead of just kicking the ball away. But clearly, after Nico Gonzalez went off, we were put under a lot of pressure. it was just Villarreal came on to us, but Kovacic did very well, and Reinders. I think once Reinders came, it stabilized a bit. And Ryan Cherki, as usual, not the cameo of Everton, but gave one or two very good balls. One ball, Marmoush was not onto it, and I think another ball to Oscar Bob maybe. But I think Doku was the one who was the most disappointing today. Rest all have done very well. But again, it's going to be an interesting season. We must remember we are in the first season of rebuild, the phase one of rebuild. So we need to enjoy nights like these. But yeah, defensively we're very stable. Baiji says last season we would have conceded. This season luck on our side. And also, I think Baiji Haaland should have scored at least one from the two chances. I think one chance was Kovacic giving a good long pass, and the other one was when the goalkeeper tipped it for a corner. I think he should have scored one more. Doku should have easily had one more. Doku should have scored in the third minute. But yeah, you're right. Last season at this stage we would have conceded. I mean, last season in a match like this we would have conceded. But hopefully Nico Gonzalez injury is not a serious one because we need a good holding midfielder. You cannot go into Villa and Liverpool matches having Kovacic as the holding midfielder and even Reinders as a holding midfielder. You need one of Rodri or uh, you need one of Rodri or Nico Gonzalez. Hopefully, again, thank you, Bayaji, for joining the stream. And City won. At least now I can go and peacefully see the highlights. Last season, how many matches I have not seen the highlights because always we were losing most of the games last season. Bayaji says great ball by Kova to Erling. Tijani should be making such passes. I think Bayaji always think Kovacic is a very good, I mean, one of the most underrated box to box midfielders going around. In Real Madrid, they didn't use him. At Chelsea, Frank Lampard and co did not know how to get the best out of him. I think Kovacic, if you play him in that box to box role, which City was mostly playing CDM and stuff due to injuries last season, and before that, he didn't get much chances due to Gundogan being there. But I think if you can play someone like a Rodri or Nikochi and give Kovacic that license to play that box to box role because he has great long range passing, the way he gets out of the press is superb. Today, there were times when he was bringing the ball out and taking 3, 4 Villarreal players out of the press. He was so good. I think Kovacic, I think it's interesting. Kovacic for the box to box role, Tijani Reinders for the box to box role, and Phil Foden against Everton. Phil Foden played in the box to box role. He played a bit deep in the second half. That's when Everton were unlocked. I don't say here that Phil Foden will be playing box to box role, but just see Bernardo Silva did well in that box to box role. There's a lot of competition for that box to box role in this team. And yeah, you're right. Reinders, I think Reinders is just settling in. Once he settles in, I think Reinders can be clutch. He has that goal scoring ability. He has everything. It's just Reinders to settling. Now the entire team is coming back. This is going to be very very interesting. We have options on the bench, to be honest, to change things if a game is not going well. Anyway, see you all and take care.